Right now at 10, one of the area's biggest employers is being sold. What we've learned so far, as Exact Sciences is acquired for billions.
And a report is released on the state of tourism in Madison. The impacts being seen by downtown businesses.
And it's the most wonderful time of the year in Madison. How the Hilldale Shopping Center is getting into the holiday spirit. That's all coming up on News 3 Now at 10. Good evening, and thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm Sarah Carlson.
And I'm Eric Franke. Global healthcare leader Abbott is in the process of acquiring Madison-based Exact Sciences.
The purchase company is valued at $23 billion. Exact Sciences currently employs 7,000 people. It focuses on early cancer detection and personalized treatments. That's something Abbott says it's aiming to enhance its presence in.
They don't have a cancer diagnostics business, so we become that. And our people are responsible for continuing to grow. And we have great pride in that. And we want to go help change the world together.
News of the acquisition comes more than 3 months after Exact Sciences confirmed that 4% of its workforce would be laid off. That impacted around 200 positions in Wisconsin, including 80 at its headquarters in Madison. The Greater Madison Chamber of Commerce says the acquisition is a statement of what Exact Sciences has grown to be.
Certainly the largest healthcare acquisition anywhere based on Bloomberg information this year. And I think when you think about 2009, so 16 years ago, and Exact Sciences is a small company with 2 people, and they moved from Boston to here, and how they have grown and helped define this region as one of the epicenters of research and cancer treatment and cancer diagnostics.
The acquisition is expected to generate $3 billion in revenue this year and is set to close in the second quarter of 2026. Now, though it is subject to Exact Sciences shareholder approval and other closing conditions.
Our First Warn weather team says those clouds will linger into tomorrow morning. Alex, how will that impact temperatures?
Very, very good question. And updated here, I think those clouds may linger a little bit beyond the early morning hours here, especially from Prairie du Chien to Lone Rock to Madison to Watertown, areas to the south. Well, it may take a little bit longer to get those clouds to clear out. Better chances that they're going to clear out a little bit further to the north. All in all, high temperatures will likely get into the low to mid 40s, but the longer those clouds hang on, expect slightly cooler temperatures by a couple degrees. If we keep the cloudy skies for areas near the Wisconsin-Illinois border, it may stay in the low 40s. Temperatures tonight will be right around 30 to the north and west of Madison, 35 in Madison, near 40 near the Wisconsin-Illinois state line. Again, where those clouds and a little bit of that mist. We're going to have some fog to contend with tonight as we head towards Friday morning, 6 a.m. Some locally dense pockets of fog, Watertown, Juneau, Janesville. Don't be surprised if the First Warn weather app goes off overnight tonight with dense fog advisories for parts of the area. But we're going to track that fog eventually burning off as we go on to Friday. Again, another important day for state football championships. Those temperatures will be right around 40 at 10 a.m. Cloudy skies at 1 p.m. Skies hopefully starting to clear out with temperatures getting up into the mid 40s to upper 40s here in the Madison area. Now it's still Wisconsin Winter Weather Awareness Week, with today being Thursday. Winter safety tips. When I come back in a little while, we'll talk about some of those winter safety tips and also some winter-like weather that we're tracking a little bit later next week.
Alex, thank you. And we now know the name of the man who died in a shooting on Madison's north side earlier this week. The Dane County Medical Examiner's Office identifying him as Jamar Willis. It was Monday afternoon. Police were called to Brentwood Parkway near Marina Park, and that's where they found Willis lying on the road with a gunshot wound. He was taken to the hospital where he later died. Police took a 35-year-old person of interest into custody on Tuesday, and he's currently being held at the Dane County Jail. And next at 10, the Columbia and Sauk County Sheriff's Offices say they took a homicide suspect into custody this morning. The arrest happened about 9 at a home in Randolph. That's about 5 miles east of Cambria. As a precaution, neighboring homes in Cambria-Friesland schools were notified to shelter in place. Several area roads were also closed for about an hour. The office says there's no danger to the community. And now we reached out for details about what the homicide is related to and have yet to receive a response.
Well, downtown Madison is seeing record tourism after years of recovering from a COVID-related drop.
And that's according to Downtown Madison Inc.'s new annual report. Maddie Heimsch breaks down the details.
More people are moving in, more buildings are going up, and more visitors are coming out to downtown Madison.
We have exceeded the numbers in pre-pandemic in 2019 and gone above that.
Downtown Madison Inc. President Jason Ilstrup says events like the Farmers Market, concerts on the square, the Madison Marathon, and Maxwell Street Days are key players in bringing in more than $325 million in visitor spending last year.
We continue to see increased amount of visitors coming to downtown, the record number of visitors. 9.4 million people came to downtown for something in 2024.
That's 4% more spending than in 2023, the first year to see a complete bounce back from COVID numbers.
We still see significant growth and health in the storefronts and the vibrancy of the State Street businesses.
Those businesses, according to the report, are 79% locally owned, and the city's making room for more. The report notes $323 million spent on construction in the area this year.
The construction numbers are huge.
Several times any construction spending seen even before the pandemic.
We're seeing some of the highest numbers we've ever seen.
But not enough to keep up with growing demand for housing.
We're just about 35,000 residents living in downtown Madison. That is much larger than cities our size across the country.
The report shows that rental vacancy rates continue to stand at a nearly all-time low, while the median home price is at a record high. Reporting in Madison, I'm Maddie Heimsch, News 3 Now.
Maddie, thank you. Now, 93% of downtown residents are renters, while just 7% own their homes.
A new study shows that houses in Dane County are continuing to get more and more expensive. According to the Wisconsin Realtors Association, prices for a home have increased for 5 consecutive months. An economics professor at Marquette says persistence is key if you're looking for a home. Also, trying to buy one during the winter months could save money with the recent drop in mortgage rates.
If you look at where they are now versus where they were at the beginning of 2025, they're down almost 0.75 percentage point.
Now, realtors say another tip: if you need to buy a house sooner rather than later, start looking outside of Dane County.
We're getting a late look at the September jobs report, which was delayed due to the government shutdown. It shows employers added 119,000 jobs for the month. That was more than double what was predicted, but September's unemployment rate actually rose to 4.4%, which is the highest since back in 2021.
It's a very mixed story. It takes fewer jobs added to keep the unemployment rate steady or from going up even substantially more.
September showed job growth in leisure, hospitality, healthcare, and construction, while other sectors saw declines. Business analysts say this report will factor into the upcoming decision on interest rates.
And the National Retail Federation is predicting its first $1 trillion holiday shopping season. Popular gifts like toys, apparel, and electronics are all imported, meaning they will be hit by tariffs. You may save some money, though, by buying items brought in before those taxes were in effect. But consumer experts say to do some research and make sure it's worth it.
We've seen quite an increase in people shopping, refurbished versions of models of things that they are interested in order to get that, kind of extra savings. My biggest recommendation to anybody going that route is to just read the fine details.
It's also important to keep in mind if you're doing direct imports or have FedEx, DHL, UPS, or the post office act as your importer, you will have to carry that cost.
It is the most wonderful time of the year at Hilldale Shopping Center in Madison, and News 3 Now once again proud to be part of their holiday tree lighting coming up this weekend.
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh.
That's the Capital City Theater Carolers who joined us on live on News 3 Now this morning. Josh Sprider and Savannah Brito will be with Santa on Sunday evening to flip the switch to the holiday lights at Hilldale, all part of the annual North Pole Party, a perfect time for family fun and also a big way to support local businesses.
A lot of them are starting their Black Friday sales early during North Pole Party, so that's a good time to come in and at least scope it out. If you're not in the shopping mood and you just want to hang out, scope it out, come back on Black Friday, Small Business Saturday. We're gearing up for the busy shopping season.
North Pole Party runs from 3 to 6 p.m. Sunday at Hilldale. Josh and Savannah will be turning on the lights for the season at 6 p.m., so be sure to join us there for some fun and holiday spirit. Next at 10, a peace plan is being developed by the White House.
And the CDC's website is updated now to include a false claim about vaccines, the concerns being raised by health experts. And Alex joins us with a look at the forecast for this busy outdoor weekend. That's coming up next.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Welcome back. A page on the CDC's website was changed to include a false claim about autism and vaccines.
The change is raising concerns among health experts and advocates. The webpage now reads, quote, "The statement vaccines do not cause autism is not an evidence-based claim," but doctors are firing back, saying there is no connection between vaccines and the neurodevelopmental condition.
It's felt to be from probably a combination of genetics. More than 100 genes have been linked to autism, and then probably or possibly the environment or other factors. We really don't know for sure.
Now, the updated page does not cite any new research. Instead, it says that past studies supporting a link have been ignored by health authorities. The HHS adding that the changes were a, quote, common sense upgrade.
A White House official says they have a peace proposal for Russia's war against Ukraine. The plan reportedly calls for Ukraine to give up some weapons, shrink its army, and make territorial concessions to Russia. A statement from Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky's office said he expects to talk to President Trump about these key points. European leaders add that any plan formed without Ukraine's involvement is a non-starter.
Now to our forecast. Badgers and Packers set to play this weekend. Alex, will the weather stay cool and cloudy for those games?
They're lucky. They're going to get the sunshine and clear conditions starting off with the Badger football game here. Temperature starting off at kickoff, 43, working down to 39. Partly cloudy, seasonably cool temperature, so just rest warmly in your red outfit as you go into Sunday here. We've got temperatures in the upper 40s to the lower 50s, comfortable for this time of year. Partly sunny. Grab the green jacket. You're going to enjoy the game with nice temperatures, and it's all part of the three things you need to know too. Cloudy tonight, it'll stay foggy. Friday, a little bit of sunshine in the afternoon. I'll explain here in just a moment here. Looks like those clouds are going to hang on a little bit longer, but eventually the sun will come out. Maybe just not tomorrow, but by the time we get to the weekend, temperatures will be back up into the 50s. And we got some fog to contend with. Friday morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, could be looking at some locally dense fog, especially east of Madison. But this can modulate east and west across all of southern Wisconsin. Clearing out quickly, though, by the time we get into the late morning and early afternoon hours. Hopefully the fog will clear out. If you're looking for the sun, hopefully that sun will work its way into the forecast too. Cloudy tonight with fog, maybe a little bit of mist that some of you may have been experiencing. Upper 20s to the low to mid 30s. Friday, if we can get the skies to clear, and I've updated the graphic here. Prairie du Chien, Lone Rock, Madison, Watertown, areas to the south, you have that better chance of seeing those clouds hang on just a little bit longer. To the north, a little better chance of having those clouds clear on out. Hopefully we'll all get a little bit of that sunshine to round out the week. Also, speaking of football too, we have that second half of the state football championship. I'm expecting temperatures to start off right around 40 with more in the way of clouds, and then those skies will become a little bit more sunny, hopefully, especially by the time we get into the afternoon hours. Temperatures climbing back up into the 40s. Rain chances, well, I'll get out of the way here so you can see. Best chances Monday going into Monday night into Tuesday ahead of a weather system that's going to be the start of a big pattern change for southern Wisconsin. We could use that rain, all the yellow here, all the oranges, all the browns. That's all abnormally dry to drought conditions that have expanded across much of southern Wisconsin, so we really could use that moisture Monday going into Tuesday. And hunters too, I know you're interested in the forecast. Clear to partly cloudy skies Saturday, winds out of the south turning to the southwest. Can't rule out a couple patches of clouds, but I think partly cloudy will be the nature of this weekend. Dry overall, winds on the light side as we go on into Sunday, and then here come those showers as the winds turn out of the southeast out ahead of that weather system. By Monday afternoon, we'll have showers breaking out across much of the upper Midwest, and that's a hint of things to come, because behind that weather system, here's where the temperatures are going to go down. Thanksgiving is going to be a chilly one, and it is going to stay cold beyond that. Thursday, winter safety tips as part of Winter Weather Awareness Week. One of our biggies here, your car safety kit. If you got a cell phone, most of us do have a cell phone. Do you have a portable battery that you can connect to that cell phone, charge it back up? Just in the event that that battery on your phone goes down, you have a backup. That's something to consider in preparation for winter weather safety ahead of those snowstorms. Now, I'm going to step out of the way here. Also, as part of Winter Weather Awareness Week, we revisit the First Warn Weather Team's Winter Ready special that aired back on October 15th. Today we hear from Dr. Megan, who works at All Pets. And Dr. Megan, she's been treating my dog Loki, who has been suffering from allergies. Maybe your dog or cats have too. And she has a theory when we head into the winter with less snow that may have an impact on pet allergies. Here's what she has to say.
When we have these warmer winters, we do see pets with allergies that are maybe itchy longer, maybe that have more like skin infections and ear infections, that they're lasting longer than we would expect them to, or they're having them in seasons when they might not normally have if they have seasonal allergies.
And you can hear more from Dr. Megan, including other winter safety tips for our pets on channel3000.com. You can watch the entire Winter Ready special there. It's all there for you. Speaking of special, it's time to announce that fourth winner of our First Warn Weather Winter Shovel Contest here, Joy Probst from Watertown. Congratulations. And tomorrow, tune in for what type of winter weather pattern we can expect in southern Wisconsin this winter. Guess what? It forms thousands and thousands of miles away, but still impacts us right here.
Very interesting. My dog certainly has more
Yes.
allergies. Gotta wonder.
Yep.
All right.
Alex, thank you.
You're welcome.
Jacobs suffered an injury in that win over the Giants for the Packers last week, but he has been back getting reps at practice in recent days.
News 3 Now senior Packers writer Jason Wilde explains what Jacobs is doing to play on Sunday.
There are plenty of dangerous jobs in the NFL. After all, it is a violent sport. But one that you might not know about is being on the Packers' athletic training or medical staff and trying to tell Josh Jacobs that he's not allowed to play in a game. Now, Josh Jacobs admitted to us today the Packers running back has gotten better at handling those kinds of messages, and he's even considering the possibility that maybe it's best he doesn't play in Sunday's matchup with the Minnesota Vikings, given the bruised knee he suffered last Sunday against the New York Giants and the fact that the Packers play 4 days later on Thanksgiving after their matchup with the Vikings. But Micah Parsons is one of the people that cannot get over how committed Josh Jacobs is to playing and being there for his team.
I mean, Josh has always put the team before himself every single time, whether it was calf strains, whether it was hands, muscles. I mean, he's kind of always been that guy to be like, I'm pushing her through it. I'm putting my life out here for y'all and let us know how much he cares about us. And, you know, that kind of shows you, like, his mental toughness, what he brings to this team, what he brings to the game.
Now, I talked to Josh Jacobs after practice. He took part on a limited basis in individual drills, but he recognizes that it could be a tough turnaround to play against the Vikings on Sunday and then go to Detroit on Thanksgiving and play against the Lions. He has not made a decision either way, but he did tell me if he is healthy enough to play and he feels good, he's playing. We'll see what happens on Sunday, and we'll have full coverage of that and everything leading up to the game on our website, channel3000.com. And while you're there, make sure you sign up for the Packers newsletter so you can get our coverage delivered directly to your inbox every single day. In Green Bay at Lambeau Field, Jason Wilde, channel3000.com.
Thank you, Jason. And the Packers will take on the rivals Minnesota Vikings on Sunday. Should be a great game. Kickoff is set for noon.
All right, still to come in sports. Darlington football looking for its first state championship since their dynasty years of the 1990s. Since 1995, to be exact. Andrew has the highlights of a special day for the Redbirds next on News 3 Now.
If you're playing at Camp Randall as often as Darlington football is, you're doing something right. But this year, they're looking to get over the hump. Each of their last 7 appearances in the state title game, they've fallen up short. But now they have their secret weapon, Zeke Zuberbuehler. The junior quarterback can do it on the ground and through the air. A 20-yard bomb to Broker Busher, converting the touchdown on the first Darlington drive of the game. But they've been here enough to know that's not going to be enough. So the next time they touch it, same result. This time it's Dante Glendenning. Make it 14-0 Redbirds, who went for the kill in the first half. Leading 21-zip, who you going to call? Zeke Zuberbuehler, who zips in for the score. Another touchdown, this one on the ground for Zeke. Darlington does not leave a doubt. They are state champions for the first time since 1995, winning it 42-18.
This feeling as a little kid, you know, growing up in Darlington, your dynasty. From 2012, 2016, we made it. Lost all 4 times, and I'd leave crying every time. So I was like, I got to come back And my friends and I mean, we've been playing since we were, I mean, I don't even know, like 3. So it's just, you know, you're playing on Camp Randall with your boys, and it's just like flashbacks in my mind of like back at Dante's house where we're in the backyard just running around having fun. It's just so fun running around.
No other feeling like it. It's hard to describe. Just greatest feeling in the world. It means everything to me. Just they're brothers to me. I'll always remember this throughout my life.
But there was more in store when it comes to sports in our state, and for that, we send it to Nash Dara.
In a match that might have been too close for comfort this past Friday, the Wisconsin women's soccer team was back on the pitch earlier today in South Bend, taking on the Baylor Bears in the round of 32, as Bucky was in search of back-to-back Sweet 16 appearances. And it was a match that would come down to the last second. The Badgers were active throughout the entire 90-minute period, outshooting the Bears 7-5. But unfortunately for Bucky, shots don't matter as much as goals do. Baylor would strike first in the last minute of the first half with a free kick goal from Tyler Iskrig to get the scoring starting and also finishing, as would be the lone goal of the match as the Golden Bears take down the Badgers 1-0 to move on to the Sweet 16. Although the Wisconsin women's soccer season comes to a close, the program keeps on making strides forward as this is their 3rd straight NCAA tournament appearance. For now at Camp Randall, Nash Dara, News 3 Now. We will be right back.
Tonight, Colbert's all new with Senator Elizabeth Warren.
Bailey, your dog, for Halloween dressed up as me.
The Late Show, CBS Tonight.
Finally tonight, a vintage high-grade copy of a forgotten Superman comic set a record at auction. Superman #1 from back in 1939 was sold for a little over $9 million by Heritage Auctions. Now, the auction house says the comic book was found just last year by 3 brothers who were cleaning out the attic of their late mother's home in California.
Can you believe that? Get this, it was only protected by a stack of old newspapers in a cardboard box, but its condition still drew a 9 on a 10-point comic grading scale. The comic's closing price makes it the most expensive comic book sold at an auction, and the most excited boys.
And they said, Mom just left us this old stack of newspapers
see what
in the attic. That's all we found.
Recycle it or see how much it's worth.
$9 million is hiding in the attic. Alex is back. Final check of the forecast.
Yeah, busy next couple days for forecasting, but all in all, really nice days. The next few, as we look at Friday at Camp Randall, we've got Reedsburg at 10 a.m. Temperatures are right around 40 degrees. Clouds will eventually, hopefully I should say, clear on out as we go throughout the day. We've got the Badger game on Saturday and Sunday, and get ready for after showers Monday and Tuesday. A lot colder temperatures as we head out towards Turkey Day and beyond, and going further into December. It's looking cold and maybe snowy.
All right, thanks, Alex, and thanks for watching, everyone. The Late Show with Stephen Colbert is up next.
Our next show is tomorrow morning at 4:30. You can always find us streaming 24/7 at Channel 3000+. Have a good night.